So thank you guys for getting on. Hey, Erica.
Hi.
Hi. All right, guys. So I know this was kind of like a surprise message for everyone because we don't really have a group going on other than like our social media group, and we have a group for new coaches. And what else do we have? Is that all we have right now? Yeah, that's pretty much all we have. And me and Reagan were talking yesterday, and we just decided that we wanted to get a few coaches together and chat a little bit because you guys were picked because you are really, really focusing on building your business and you guys have some big goals. So we just wanted to bring you guys together and chat a little bit, do some masterminding, and just go over a couple things. So I hope that you're okay with it. Yeah, just chat a little bit. Cool. All right. So this month is a really good month to really blow up your business. There's a lot of things going on, and number one is the cup challenge. Have you guys ever been in a cup challenge before? Okay. So if you've been in one, you'll know that there is lots of potential for significant growth in your business. Like when they look at the income that people have made during the cup challenge before and after, like the cup challenge month is huge for people. So this is just a perfect opportunity for you guys to really blow it up. But also, like, we're in February. You guys have an entire year, and this month is just going to help you set the bar high for yourself and, really start building that momentum up so you can keep growing throughout the year and get things going. So, and I talk about this probably on every call, but I talk about it because I'm so passionate about my Go for No sheet. Are you guys like, put your stupid Go for No sheet down? Like,
You love that paper.
wave that in everyone's face. Seriously, guys, like because I know how much it's helped me, and like I live by my Go for No sheet because it helps me keep track of who I'm talking to, and it pushes me to do more than what I would do if I wasn't doing my Go for No sheet. Like, I know there have been months where I did not use it. All right, I'm going to be completely upfront with you guys. So last month I had to Go for No sheet, and I really didn't fill it out. I didn't. Like, I just but I did really well last month because I did my Go for No sheet in December, and I made sure that I filled it out. But like when I don't fill it out, I don't do as well. Again, last month I did do well just because I had myself prepared from December. But I have nothing for this month. So it's like game on. Like, I am doing my Go for No sheet, and I am making sure that I'm inviting 100 people. So I don't know if you guys are doing that. I don't know if you have a way that you are keeping track of everyone that you're talking to, or you have something that's going to push you to do those invites and to reach out to people. Because I know that inviting people is not something any of us really like to do. I mean, I'm just being upfront. I hate inviting people. It's uncomfortable for me. It's just not something. I wish that everyone would just come to me. Unfortunately, that is not how this thing works. That we do have to step out of our comfort zone. We do have to reach out to people. But I know, again, from my experience, when I do step out of that comfort zone and I do those invites, it pays off. It pays off so much. And it's like at the end, when you reach that goal, it's like, even though it was really uncomfortable to do, it really was scary, it sucked. Like, look at the reward now, it pays off. So I want you guys to get into that mindset. And if you can, give yourself a set goal that you have, like not just how many Success Club points you want to get, but how many people do you want to help? How many lives are you going to inspire and change this month? And when you can put it in terms of people and not points, I don't know, it makes this business more rewarding. And I hope that you guys are on the same page with me there, because this business is not just about how many points. It is about changing lives. And when you have that that feeling of accomplishment when people are coming to you saying thank you for the help. It makes our job better. It makes us want to wake up in the morning and keep doing it. And it gets us excited to, see who we can talk to today and see how many lives we can change today. So I hope that you guys can do this Go for No sheet or have some sort. Oh, go ahead. What? No?
I think it was just backfeed.
Oh, okay.
But since there's a pause here, and I just want to jump in here, Deidre, talking about inviting, what I do personally, that I just started a couple months ago. Before, my inviting was just very random. It was whoever was, as I was scrolling through the news feeds, I would just randomly invite people who would pop up. And and it worked for a while, but I was like, I have just got to get a better system down. So now what I do is I go through alphabetically my friends list. So literally I just started with the A's, and I'm working my way through, and how I personally track. Now I would really like to do the sheet like Deidre. But since, sometimes I'm in a bind for time, I will it's always nice, like on your phone with your like whether you're using Facebook Messenger or just using, the regular messaging from your computer. Like I just use my history. Like, does that work for everybody? You see your history pop up, like what you've talked to that person about. And I can see who I've left off with, who I've messaged, who I haven't invited. And so going through alphabetically is working great for me. And then once I make it through, I believe like right now I'm on R's. So I'm getting through my list. But once I go, I'm just going to start back with the A's again. And, people that I need to follow up with and so forth, or it wasn't the right time. So that's just something I'm personally doing, that I like how it's kind of an organized process like that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And I do that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. When I would see my friends list, like I would go, like I would break it down based on college or, place
right.
or something. And I would go alphabetically, but like I still have to have my Go for No sheet because I'm not organized in that sense. Like I will lose who I'm talking to. I'll forget who I'm talking to. I'll lose who I'm talking to. So, I think it's going to be like what works best for you. As long as you can track it and you know who you're talking to, like that's what you want to go with. But again, I love this because it pushes me past, that minimum 3 to 5 people a day. It's like I have all these squares I need to fill. Like, so what I do is I break it down on how many people I need to invite a day to make sure I'm hitting that 100 people that I can talk to. Does anyone have any questions or ideas or anything they want to share too? Anything that they're doing differently that is working really well for them?
I know it's always like, and something I stress, with my team is making sure you're personalizing it, especially starting off with their name. Hey, so-and-so. I can't tell you how many invites I get on a daily basis, whether it's to, a mascara party or a Norwex cleaning thing or, all great things. But the majority of them, they don't even say my name. They don't even say, hey, Reagan. It's like, hey, I understand we're all busy. You got to copy and paste your messages. You at least put my name. I don't get, it's like delete. Like you have to put the person's name. And if you can, what would be great is if you can get a line or two in there at the beginning, something pertaining to what's on their, in their news feed, just go on their page, look for 15 seconds. That's only going to be helpful. I know not all the time we can't always do that. I don't always do that. But one thing I always do is I always start it off with hey and their name. And I have my message, I update it every month, of course, so it, pertains to the challenge groups that we're hosting. But I make it like a very kind of relaxed invite. So it doesn't seem too formal, like I'm just spewing off something just too professional. I kind of have it laid back, just because that's my personality. So, you want to have a nice, personalized, warm invite, but, so hopefully that makes sense. I know, we always come up with different invites. Sometimes mine's a little bit too long. Other people like to go with something more short and concise just to catch people's attention. So it's just, whatever works for you, but just make sure you personalize, because if you don't, you're more than likely going to lose the person right off the bat.
Yeah. Reagan, you're a lot nicer than I am, because I like when you get those messages from other network marketing companies, like you'll realize like how silly people can be. So me and Kayla went out to have a drink. What was it, last Friday? And I had an MLM person message me, and I totally like made this conversation on how she needs to like make her messages more personalized. And
tell her, oh God.
I was like critiquing her message, and she was like, sorry, my upline told me to send it like this. I'm like, she needs more training. So I like had a conversation with her on her invite.
Oh, that's so funny.
But it's
my
like,
God.
yeah, you'll notice like no one wants to have a conversation and even want to know more if you're not showing that you care about them. And that's actually, Reagan, you took it exactly where I wanted to go next, is just being intentional about your invites and your messages. So like when you're sending these messages, make sure that you're not thinking about the sale. Make sure you're not thinking about the Success Club points. You have to put the person first, and you have to, Kayla, hi. I see your pretty face. Just think about them as a person and you wanting to help them. And if you can put them first, and like Reagan said, say something about what's going on in their life. Look on their Facebook wall. That's the easiest way to do it. So look at pictures or posts so you can see what's going on, and just make up a conversation. And honestly, when I do my invite is not saying, hey, how are you? I noticed something on your wall. Hey, by the way, do you want to join my challenge group? My invite is not my first message. My invite is at least my second message, because I want to show them that I truly care about who they are as a person. And I know that we do not have a lot of time, and it's like, God, I don't want to take like 2 weeks going through a conversation just to close the sale. And no, you don't want to have to take 2 weeks. And that's why I love phone calls and I love texting. Or the voice, what is it? Like little voice messages. You're gonna say it.
Yes, that is so, it's so much more personal. And when I started using that months ago, in clients even are like, oh, I hear your kids in the background, or it just makes you so much more of a person than just the whole sales process. It's so much more personable, and you can explain things so much better. I know even after I've like sent the text on, whether maybe it's signing up preferred, versus a regular customer or something. And just when I hop on to talk to them versus just the written, the words, it makes such a difference. Yes.
The conversation goes faster and smoother. Plus you have like, just hearing each other, I don't know, it helps. I don't know. I like it. I feel like you can just get so much more out of it.
Right.
Erica, didn't we talk on the phone before you signed up?
Who?
Erica. You're on mute. You're off. Did we talk on the phone before you signed up?
Yes.
I remember having a nice long conversation with you while I was walking my dog.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember you were walking your dog. Yeah. Yeah, we totally talked before we signed up, because I had been a coach under somebody else, remember? And so, but I never really knew the whole coaching thing. And since being home on maternity leave, I really wanted to go a different route with Beachbody. Like I had been doing Beachbody for years, and that's when you really wanted to talk to me about, you know, if I really wanted to coach and kind of my goals and that kind of, and find out my why and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You just came to my head. That's all. But no, like it helps. And it was really cool because when I talked to Erica, it was like, we have so much in common. Like we really did. And I think that really helped us bond more too. And even though I've never met her, I feel like we've known each other forever, and I'm seriously going to squeeze the crap out of you when I meet you. That's besides the point. But yeah, it's cool to be able to get through that conversation that way and just build the relationship, and they know you're intentional when you want to get on the phone. Like you're putting your time into them, and that's important. It's not just a message, you know. And Reagan, I know that's how you have signed up a lot of people, is by communicating on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it helps. And then speaking of, you know, talking about signing coaches, discount coaches versus working coaches, that's just another thing that I wanted to touch base on real quick before Reagan started talking. So when you're growing your business, I'm sorry, I'm missing like a ton of conversations here. Sorry. There's a microphone. Yes. Yeah, there's like a little voice. You can do it on Facebook or through texting. I do it on both. There's like a little, actually I did that with Erica too. She's like, what is this thing? But it's just like a little microphone, and you press it and then you talk and then it sends. But just make sure you say it right, because you don't get to redo it.
So, and if you do it on Messenger, it only goes to a minute. So make sure you're paying attention so it doesn't cut you off.
Oh,
No pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So discount coaches versus active coaches. We cannot build our business only by waiting on working coaches, or else we're going to be waiting a long, long, long time, because literally like 5% of your coaches end up working the business. So if you think about only signing working coaches, it's going to be really hard. And a lot of, just for instance, you know, a lot of my coaches were initially discount coaches before they became working coaches, but it was them being a discount coach, having the discount on their shakes. You guys are going to make me yawn. I just saw 2 people at once. Guys. But they're getting their discount. You're giving them that extra accountability to stay in this every month, you know, to get their shakes every month, to be in a challenge group every month. And I want you guys to start thinking about it that way. It's not your, you know, signing them up and scheming them and they're going to be a discount coach and they're not going to want it. You come in with confidence that they're going to love the shakes. They're going to love the products. They're going to love the challenge group and everything that you provide for them. And they're going to get amazing results, and they're going to love the accountability, and they're going to want to help other people as well. You better hide. Just kidding. I'm watching you, girl. So yes, you want to sign up discount coaches. You want to sign as many discount coaches as you possibly can. And again, that's why, because they end up turning into working coaches. The only time I don't sign someone up as a working coach or as a discount coach is if I know that they are like fishy to begin with. I don't think that they're going to use Shakeology more than a month. Because if they're not using it more than a month, they're not going to save any money because they're still paying for that challenge pack. I go by my gut feeling. If I know that they really, really have some big goals and they really want to do this and they've showed interest, and I think they have that coaching potential, and, you know, I know they're going to be on the shakes more than 2 months, I sign them up as a discount coach. It's not going to hurt. You know, if you cancel, you simply send them the little application link to fill it out and send it in, and then they can get it canceled. It's no big deal. But that's how you build your business. You build it off of a lot of discount coaches. Kayla is an example. She went diamond off of discount coaches. I went diamond off of discount coaches and one working coach. And Reagan, how did did you find working coaches right away?
Melissa, who's on the call, she was my only one for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I was all discount coaches and one working coach. So
Yeah.
absolutely. And like I always say, I don't even give my customers the choice. I send them the text I have made up, and I started out by saying, I'm going to have you sign as a preferred customer. And I show them the difference between a regular customer and a preferred customer. And 9 times out of 10, none of them even question it. And 1 out of the 10 is always like, well, has a question about it, which is absolutely fine. And a lot of the times that's where I do the voice message to kind of explain things further. But so I don't even put it out, there as far as, okay, well, what would you rather do? I say, hey, these are your steps. I'm going to have you sign this way. Give them the reasons why. And then I immediately give them the steps to sign as a preferred customer. So just presenting it in that light that you are helping them. It's a win-win for everybody. Win-win, it's benefiting you, it's benefiting them, helps everyone.
Yep. I'm actually going to show you guys exactly what I say. This is, for instance, when I'm signing someone up with the 21-day fix as a discount coach. I'm going to put it in the chat here. That's exactly what I say. Copy and paste. Don't copy and paste the 21-day fix discount coach. But I say, I'm going to go ahead and give you this directions to sign up. If you go to your account, click on the coach tab. Don't worry, you're not coaching. You're just getting my discount unless you would ever want to work. The opportunity is there. You will see your account info, read through the terms and conditions, and you put in your challenge pack. Scroll the 21-day fix. I do bags because I get more out of it. I love chocolate. Put your credit card info in. It will ask your social, but that is only for tax purposes if you are working the business. So it will not do anything with it. So I'm letting them know that they are going to ask for the social, because I've had 2 people in my entire 3 years turn me down because of the social. So I just let them know ahead of time, look, they're not going to do anything. If you work your business, they will ask for it, but you're not going to get anything done with it. But I don't give them the option. When I know they're ready to sign up, I do not ever say the word coach until they're signing up. And I say that I'm going to set you up this way. And I've never had a problem with it. Oh, there you go. And Reagan just did hers.
Yes, I just.
And that's awesome. I like that.
And I see Miranda just said about not only having one working coach. So the reason why, Deidre had one working coach, I had one working coach. Most people, and I always encourage my coaches, as soon as you're able to sign up your spouse or a parent, so you can run their business. And so that was my last piece. I had one working coach, and it was Melissa, and she was Emerald. And I was dragging my feet because we were barely making ends meet as it was. And my coach was telling me, oh, it's really going to benefit you if you sign up your husband. It's a way to double dip. It's going to increase things. And I was so mad I waited so long, because it truly, truly helped. So when I signed my husband up, I was able to run his business. I put 2 people underneath him to make him an Emerald, and everyone else was a discount coach. So that is how you were able to go diamond, technically, with one working coach. So anyone who has not signed up a parent or spouse yet, and I've had people who've signed up a sibling as well and kind of ran their business.
Okay. Because I had signed my husband up when I first started, and then I canceled him because I couldn't afford his Shakeology and my Shakeology. Mm-hmm. But I was planning on doing his again soon. So okay. Then I guess I'll be able to hit diamond if I don't get another working coach.
Right, exactly. And something you can do to kind of help to offset the cost with Shakeology, because I know I get 3 shipments of Shakeology each month, and I do samples with my other 2 shipments. And I charge $5 a sample. But what I normally do, and now I don't even mess around. Before I was selling just one sample packet and mailing this one here, and then I was like, okay, for me personally, I did not like Shakeology at first. It took me several times to find the right consistency to like it. So then I'm like, I was like shooting myself in my own foot for these other people. Some people loved it their first try. Other people were like, oh no, not for me. So then I made people buy at least 3 at a minimum. Now I've scratched that. I do weekly packets of Shakeology. It's much easier. It's more time. It's better with my time. And now I do buy 6, get 1 free. So I send someone a week, a week's worth of Shakeology, and I get $30 for it. So if you would do that with your husband's Shakeology, if you get him active again, you could make your money back.
That's a good idea. And the other thing you can do, Miranda, or anyone, because when we're starting our business, I know that not everyone has the finances to be, getting 2 shipments of Shakeology a month. But if you want to keep your spouse's account active, and mind you, he could be inactive. You don't have to cancel him. He could be inactive, 3 months before they would automatically cancel. Just place a customer under him. So the customer is giving him 50 PV. That way he's still active.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
If anyone needs samples and doesn't want to buy a whole, get a whole, Deidre knows where I'm going.
Oh my God.
I have a ton of samples that I will gladly let you sell to people. So I had a bridal show and I was expecting to move samples. And so I have like 6 or 7 boxes, like full boxes of samples. And I didn't move a single sample at that show because nobody was buying that day. They were all just looking and taking free information. So if anybody does need samples and like you don't have the money to buy a whole thing of it, you can go ahead and offer them. And then when they PayPal you the money, you can PayPal it to me and I'll ship it for you. Whatever, we can figure it out. I'll ship it to you. I don't care.
Just get rid of
I
it.
have samples.
Hey, Melissa, have you posted anything about doing like 7 or anything? Because that's what I did. Buy 7, get a shaker cup, because you can get the shaker cups for super cheap.
I know,
And
I have them too.
I have had people eat that up like crazy. People love free stuff. So yeah, buy 7 and get a shaker cup. People are all
that's like after this, I've got a list of things I've got to do and taking pictures to make that post. And then the one for your product thing next week. Those are the 2 I'm doing tonight. But I just know that previously I have offered up samples and haven't gotten anything. But again, that was like probably my 2nd or 3rd month in the business. So I'm hoping maybe I'll get a little more traction this time. I am getting ready to do that. But there would have to be a ridiculous amount of people wanting samples for me to go through them. So I'm still offering them up.
I don't feel you have to go through them all now. I mean, you
No.
every month, and people will definitely, you'll get rid of them, I promise.
Yeah.
Well, 6 boxes, and I literally ran out of Shakeology 1 month.
Wow. Well, I'm just offering it up though. If anybody does want to offer that and they don't have the money to buy a full box, I've got plenty.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah.
All right. So Regan, I think I'm done with everything I wanted to say. Do you want to go ahead and do yours?
Sure. There's two things I wanted to talk about. One, I just had come up with this idea for my team about the power of 3, and just really trying to simplify things. I know no matter how many kids we have, or if we don't have kids, what job we're in, we all just need more time in the day. But so I came up, and I'll post this in the text. Constantly going back to the number 3. And right now as a team, we're doing Shalene's 30-day push. And anyone who's done that, if you haven't done it, you need to do it, because she's fabulous and it's awesome. And her videos are short and they're straightforward. But her number's 11 that she always goes back to when it makes her think of her goal list. But anyways, so I was thinking like the power of 3. So at the very minimum, every single day, what you want to be doing is inviting at least 3 to a challenge group. I know for me personally, I do my inviting in bulk. So I very rarely will invite 3. I at least will invite 25 at a time. But this is at bare minimum. So if you think, oh my gosh, I'm barely finding time in my day to eat my lunch, let alone do everything I need to do, these are the things you want to stick to. So invite 3 people every single day. Comment on 3 people's posts or photos that you have not talked to in a while to reestablish those connections. So think of like 3 people from high school, 3 people from college. Maybe it's, a cousin you haven't talked to in a while. So reaching out to 3 people. So if you did that every single day for a month, how many more people you would re-engage with? And then they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, oh, Kayla, I haven't talked to her forever. And now they're checking out your page and maybe they, weren't noticing it before. This is a big one where I'm trying to push my leaders out more so, is inviting 3 people to the coaching opportunity each week. So this is something I need to even work on more myself, but I posted a video in my group today saying, I was going through my newsfeed. There was a woman, I have yet to reach out to her. She goes to my church. I see her every Sunday. She'd even talked to me about going to the gym. And I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. And today she posted a vision board on her newsfeed. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just reaching out. So I sent her a voice message and I'm like, you know what? I felt just compelled I want to invite you to work with me. I think we could do some great things together. I saw your vision board. She wrote back within minutes. She said, I've been waiting for you to ask me. Sign me up. How do I do it? And so I'm like, if I wouldn't have invited her and, she has tons of connections and this is going to be amazing for her. And so don't count anybody out. If you think, oh my God, I'm going to run into them at the store, I'm going to see them at church, or I'm going to see them in the kids' pickup line, I'm just going to feel so dumb. Don't. I mean, the worst they can do is say no. So invite everybody. So at least 3 times a week. And I always tell my coaches, you want to be looking for people who are already posting about going to the gym or doing yoga or taking the spin class. People who are already passionate about health and fitness, especially who are making those posts, boom, they're already doing the work. You might see people who are struggling being away from their children and who would do anything to be home. That was me. That was what drew me to this business. You want to reach out to them. Those who are, struggling with an income, living, paycheck to paycheck, as so many people do. You want to reach out to them. Because years ago, when I followed a Beachbody coach, I had no idea I could join her. Her posts were amazing, but yet I had no clue I could do it with her. So reach out to people and invite them. The other thing that I'm trying to do better, and I put this, comment on 3 different challengers posts in your challenge groups that aren't even yours. You want to be, because the challenge groups are our bread and butter. All those challengers, a majority of them have the potential to turn into coaches. So you really want to be giving them everything they deserve and attention. And so try to choose 3 challengers that aren't yours to comment on in the challenge groups. You want to be mixing it up. Maybe 3 times a week, post about your workout. 3 times a week, post about your Shakeology. 3 times a week, post about how your life is better or how it's getting better since you've decided to become a coach. You want to have variety too. I see so many people who, whether they're new or they're kind of veterans, and I'm cautious about this myself. You want to mix it up. If you're taking the same picture of you with your shake, people are going to keep scrolling. Yep, saw that last week, saw the week before that. You want to have a little variety, like in a workout pose, do something different. You want to spice it up. So if you feel like you're at a standstill and you feel like your posts are kind of the same and your photos are the same, you want to mix them up. The other 3 thing I have is, and like Deidre said at the beginning, you want to focus on helping people. So we all know that Success Club is a must. and that's 3 single people a month. So what I tell my team is, we have 4 weeks in a month. If you just aim to help one person every single week, you even have that buffer of a week where something falls through and it may not have panned out. So every single week, your goal needs to be helping a person. And it's amazing the domino effect that will take place. So you should have, even as you're inviting all of these people, but have in your mind, who are you going after? Who are you on a mission to help to start this journey with you? So that's something that you need to keep in mind. The other thing, the last thing that I wanted to talk about that's so important is making sure you're growing your audience. Okay. There's so many social media tricks so that you can use that essentially you never run out of people, but you want to be growing that contact list, whether it's on Instagram or whether it's on Facebook, whatever you're using. For me personally, I'm involved in so many different community groups, so many different closed groups on Facebook, whatever's pertaining to you. For me, it's the mommy groups, it's the breastfeeding groups, it's the teacher groups. Whatever you're interested in, literally in the search box on Facebook, type it in there, and I'm sure you can find a plethora of groups. You want to join those. You want to be active in them when you can. So, and I make a lot of posts in my groups now, in those groups that aren't Beachbody related, but they're making connections. They're making relationships. I'm trying to, today I think I made like 5 or 6 new friends from these groups from something I posted. So that is almost just as important as inviting to a challenge group. It's so you're constantly building your audience, people to reach out to. So if you're not already in any of those closed groups, make sure you get yourself into some. And every week I try to look for more to get into. That's another important piece to this. So you're constantly growing. Did that make sense, Deidre?
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that, because honestly, adding myself into groups, that's one of my biggest weaknesses. I'm not in any groups, and I need to do that. So that's something I'm going to add to mine, because it really is like, you always hear about people getting these people from mommy groups or, groups that they just have hobbies with, and they just make random conversation and add them as a friend. Just be careful in those groups that you're not inviting in the group, because you can easily be kicked out.
Oh yeah, that happened to me as I was like a newbie. I'm posting, hey, I've got Beachbody coach, big alert. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I learned right away. But so I try to make them like pretty laid back and low key, and even some of my pictures that I do my, reaganlong.com on, I try not to do it too often in them, because they flag you pretty quickly that you're fishing for people, even though it's for good reason. But that's how I continually grow my audience, my platform, making connections with other moms that I have so many things in common with. So that's one of the biggest suggestions I have.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys have any questions?
I do.
Yes.
Going way back to the beginning when we're talking about inviting and conversation. So this is the struggle that I'm having, actually. If I just cold invite, I get nowhere. If I just start a conversation, it doesn't necessarily ever lead to a place where I feel comfortable that my next response is an invitation. So how do I get from A to B without spending a week or two? That's kind of been tough.
And I know where you're coming from, because I actually have come up with a few that I've made conversations, and I'm like, they're not like budging or saying anything like
they're not going anywhere. Yeah.
In that invite, honestly, that's where you have to get uncomfortable.
Okay.
You may not be comfortable doing it, but it could be, hey, you know what? since we were just talking, I'm actually going through a couple. I'm actually going through and talking to a few other people and extending an invite to join my next challenge group. And I wanted to actually see if you were interested too. I didn't know if you were reaching any, or if you were trying to work on any health and fitness goals, but I would love to give you this opportunity if you are looking to do so. Do you know anyone else if you are not well, I wouldn't say if you're not interested. I would say, are you interested, or you do, or I can't talk, or do you know anyone else who would be interested that you could give your name?
Okay. Yeah, because that's been my big struggle. Like, because the groups I'm really quickly growing into this vast rescue network. But it's really difficult to take the conversation from dogs to working out.
Yeah.
Some of them, you know, a couple people will do it a little bit. Oh, hey, I see that you do this. I need to get my butt in shape. And I'm like, I'm here. But for the most part, you know, I'm trying to figure out how to go from A to B.
So sometimes if I'm making a conversation and just trying to build a relationship, I'll ask what they do for a living.
Just that simple, because there's no other question. Because sometimes I look through people's Facebook and I'm like, I really have no idea what to ask them.
Yeah. Like some people will be like, so what do you do for a living? Do you stay at home with your kids, or, you know, what do you do? And a lot of people will say, so-and-so, what do you do? I'm a health and fitness coach.
Okay.
Have you heard of Beachbody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one.
That's
I like that.
Reagan, do you have any advice?
No, I was just going to say, and I feel like mine's not as good, but just something very, you know, sly as far as, you know, if you're talking about what you're doing, or, hey, you know, can we catch up later? I have to, not that you're going to the gym, you know, I have to go get my workout in, or I have to go jump on a call with one of my clients.
That's good.
Something like that. You know, and then just leave it at that. Hey, you know, it's so good talking to you. I have to go get on my coach call. I have to go, you know, something like that.
I have to go do my hammer and chisel.
Yeah, I gotta go. Sagi's waiting.
Saki?
Sagi. Isn't it Sagi? Sagi, come on. Sagi.
I love you. I
It's
love
Sagi.
you more now.
It's not Sagi.
No, it's Sagi, or Arnold Schwarzenegger Jr.
I'm just going to call him Soggy.
From now
S-O-G-G-Y. Soggy.
Sagi.
That's what I call them.
It's Sagi.
Sagi. Carrie makes fun of him so bad. He's like, I just can't even take this guy.
Oh, he cracks me up.
He's like such a blondie.
You're going to be thinking about me in your dreams.
He's ridiculous. He reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Totally.
Yeah, I just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny. You made my day. Soggy.
Soggy.
I'm going to go do some soggy now.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Guys, I'm really tired. I think we're done.
Okay.
I hope that you guys got a little bit out of this. If you have questions, let us know. We can keep this conversation going. Now my eye is twitching. No, yeah. But we can keep the conversation going. If you guys have any questions, whether it's like part of a conversation, or, you know, how is this invite, or is this something I could say to close this sale, you know, feel free to ask, and we can all give our input and see if it's, you know, go from there. You're welcome.
Perfect.
Cool.
All
right.
right.
Guys, thank you for jumping on.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Bye. See ya.